Seth the Dark Child.
I'm Yo. First off, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Today is Sunday, December 19th at 3:36 p.m. If you have not watched Spider-Man yet, No Way From Home, stop right now. Now, mind you, this is the Dachopteam. What's up, Seth? How you doing, sir?
So far, so good.
And we do live recordings every Sunday on YouTube, so tap in, search the Dachopteam. And we're live every Sunday, but every episode do get broadcast Monday morning on all your podcast platforms. So, Seth the Dark Child, man. Woo! So the movie came out when? Thursday night?
Oh, let me do this right.
Okay.
Let me do this right.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, man! The best goddamn movie. Man, listen. I'm okay. I'm sorry. Tried to keep it in, bruh. That movie was so good. I saw it on Thursday night at the 8:00 show at the Movie Tavern at North Lake Mall in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm only giving them a free shout out because very few things make me that happy. It was damn near orgasm with clothes on. I love that movie. No homo. Hell, I don't care homo. I love that movie, man.
The movie
was keep going.
Awesome. Now, I didn't see the movie until last night at 10:30, and I didn't get home until 2:00 in the morning. So from Thursday night to Friday to Saturday, all day Saturday, I was not on social media. I did everything possibly I can to stay away from Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, because I don't want to hear no spoiler alerts. I don't want to say anything about X, Y, Z. Once again, we're talking about spoilers. We're chopping up Spider-Man No Way Home. So once again, if you haven't seen it, turn us off. Go to movie. Come back later.
Because I'm telling everything.
This is definitely up in the top 5 because there's so many movies, right?
5. 3, man.
Oh, man, I don't know who. Okay, hold on. So I'm not going to list mine. 3. Since you putting Spider-Man No Way up there, what are the other 2 movies?
Black Panther and Captain America Civil War.
We went to Soldier and everything.
Yep.
They had everybody in it, even Black Panther again.
Yep.
Okay, so that was a good one. Okay.
This is
oh,
top 2.
See, oh my goodness. So, okay, I'm gonna give you mine. So me, Black Panther, Thor, Ragnarok.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man.
And wait, full disclosure, I am a Marvel fan. I watch I still haven't watched the 5th episode of Hawkeye. That's the only thing I'm missing out of my resume.
Oh, can't even talk about that.
We're gonna get that.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead.
So when I tell you I am a comic book folks, I'm a geek. I go to Comic Con and everything. This movie was, quite simply put, the best movie I've seen in 3 years, maybe 5.
As a Spider-Man fan, this is everything you could have asked for in a Spider-Man movie, dealing with the multiverse. This is the only thing they didn't have that popped up was Miles Morales. That would have been...
And even it was even hinted a little bit.
It was hinted a little bit, yeah. We talking about everything. So once again, spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you listen.
Spoiler. Turn off right now if you have not. Cut the stream off, cut the podcast off, watch it, come back later. Matter of fact, go to another episode of our show because we have hundreds of episodes of the Dachopteam at this point. We've been on since 2019. So skip this one, come back to it later.
Yeah.
All right, where we going to start?
Well, we got to start from the beginning. And if you remember something, just throw it out.
Listen, it started good from the beginning. It didn't take too long to get everything rolling. Soon the movie started, it recapped what happened on the last one where Mysterio said Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Exactly.
And at that moment, everything with the shits. I mean, Spider-Man was like, oh, shit. He had to jump down, grab Mary J., took her through the sewer.
Exactly. Yo, and I got to admit, listen, I know they're supposed to be teenagers, but let's be on their grown folks. You know, when he picked her up and she wrapped up on him to swing, I was like, that was sexy as hell. But she just curled up on his front and he was swinging. I was like,
Because first he had first he had her on the side first.
Yeah, and the hair was all in the face.
She was like, "Don't do that ever again." And then once they land, like, "All right, let's go again."
Let's go. And I was like,
okay, all right,
like,
Spider-Man.
yeah,
All right.
Zendaya, you
Get your little feel on, okay?
And she is fine, bruh. She's over 18. I don't give a damn. She is fine. Keep going.
Yeah. So, yes. So once they swing through the whole neighborhood to get away from everybody, because everybody now know he's Peter Parker. Everybody's calling his phone. People taking pictures. He goes into his house, his apartment, whatever. And at that time frame, Aunt May, or she ain't Aunt May, she's just May. Cause you gotta understand. Now, one thing Marvel did get wrong in this whole Spider-Man thing, that's not Aunt May, that's May. See, Aunt May in the comic is an older lady.
Like a great aunt.
Great aunt. Aunt May in this TV, in the Spider-Man verse, she is a sexy mom, okay? What, MILF, what they call her?
Yeah.
Mama like the F? Yeah, she's fine. So anyway.
When you learn that?
I've been through that. Come on now. So anyway, so they come in. So Spider-Man and Mary J, or it ain't Mary J. What's her name? What's her name in this?
That's Mary J, but it's Michelle. Something.
Yeah. So anyway, they swing into the house, which is comical. At the same time, he's what's the dude's name?
Happy.
Happy and May are supposedly breaking up, whatever. But at the door, as they're having this conversation, you hear some noise go on in the back room. Like, I need to check on this, protect her. What guys do, what we do, protect, right? Mm-hmm. I got to see what's going on. He walks in the room, Peter in there with his boxers.
coming out of his costume.
Coming out of his costume, talking to, they arguing or talking to Mary. And they walk in like, oh, I don't see nothing, X, Y, Z. Pretty much it's like one of them awkward moments when you walk in on somebody who might be doing something. That's what it was. And it was so comical. And then, of course, those were still kind of having a conversation about the breakup. So they don't know nothing was going on. Mm-hmm. So they go around the room cutting the TVs, or they're trying to cut the TV off. They're closing all the blinds, the windows, and everything. And then on the TV, you see like 5 helicopters outside breaking news. It's like, is that outside? And then he goes up the blind, and voila.
It's everybody.
Everyone knows that he's Spider-Man.
The whole world know. Now, this is what, 4 minutes in?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to go through the whole script altogether, but that's just that is the beginning right there. That's how it starts off. Like, boom, you get excitement right away. Ain't no wait for it to build up. No. Marvel's like, action right away. Let's go. Boom.
Exactly. You know what? Okay, we can't tell the whole thing because we can talk about the whole movie. Okay, highlights, and these aren't my highlights. This was the most audience interaction I've seen in a movie for a long time.
You mean audience reaction, like clapping and stuff?
Yeah.
Avengers was clapping.
No, I said a long time. I didn't say ever. But
okay,
I'm not. Listen, I'm not putting down no other movie. I'm just saying that this is everything else was a 9. This is like 9.3. It was above.
Yeah, you know why? Because there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. What was going to be there, what was not going to be there, and no one really know. And Marvel did a good job.
They shoved
with nothing being leaked. Right? They made sure nothing was leaked. Also, I made sure I didn't go nowhere to see anything that might say be leaked because I want to be just as surprised as everyone else. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Let me say so. Based on the audience I was in, it's certain parts when the audience highlighted something I was supposed to be happy about. I was, but they highlight like when Matt Murdock showed up.
Oh my goodness.
That's what happened right there. That's what happened right there.
Matt Murdock was definitely in it. So the rumors is true. He was there.
Oh, and
then he caught the brick.
When he caught the brick, I was like,
and Spider-Man's like, how'd you do that?
And the crowd goes wild. They're like, what?
He was like, I'm a good lawyer.
I was like,
Spider-Man like, wait a minute, man. You catch that?
I mean, when he just put his hand in back and caught the brick without, like, that was hot. Like, that was, if you ever watched the Daredevil series on Netflix, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah, so also, another spoiler. So stop right there. If you haven't seen Daredevil, you got to watch Daredevil before you watch Spider-Man.
Well, you don't have to, but listen.
Well, I mean, if you're not a comic book fan like we are, if you know what I'm saying, if you just jumped into Marvel kind of late, then you won't know who that guy is who's sitting in the office. And you're like, okay, it's a guy, a blind guy with glasses. Nobody special. I'm like,
bruh. See,
that's why I don't go to certain movies with certain people, because even though he wasn't in the movie long at all, the fact he was there for maybe 5-10 minutes was huge. And if I'd been with somebody excited, like, that's Matt Murdock, like, so?
I know. Oh.
That has killed the whole vibe. Like,
Man, I'd rather go by myself to go with somebody who I got to explain the movie to.
Come on now.
We've been doing this superhero thing since 2009, 2008, whatever.
I want to say 8. It could be 9.
Okay. If you
mind you, like he said, we've been doing comic books since we was young.
Yeah.
We've been doing this forever long. But the thing is that
MCU.
When it comes to the comic books, they in Marvel universe, because there is a comic book universe and there's a Marvel universe. 2 different things, right? The Marvel universe is with the movie universe they create and do things they don't do, right? The comic book is the basics. So what we're saying is that since 2008, since they did, who's the first movie? Hulk?
I think they consider Iron Man. I consider it Hulk.
I consider Hulk too, even though the first
Iron
one.
Man.
But so I consider the Hulk as the first if you want to get technical with it, we go Blade, but that's coming later down the line. I hope they tie it in very well.
Bro, I can't wait to see.
I know.
Okay.
Hold on. We getting excited, but hold on, real quick.
We geeking out. We sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
We geeking.
Listen, if you're not a Marvel fan, this might not be the episode for you. You know, I know you used to hear us talking about men and women, XYZ. Today is not that day. Today we're talking about Marvel, and we're talking about the Spider-Man. But once again, the fact that Matt Murdock is there, he's now been introduced into the Marvel universe.
Can't wait to see what happens.
Because if you don't know, if you live on the rock, he was in the Netflix Marvel universe.
And that was because they said they were going to tie it in, and then they backed out.
Yeah, I don't know how that really worked out, but yeah, because mind you, if you watch Netflix, Defenders, Iron Fist, on them, it all happened in New York. Same place where the Avengers at, same place Spider-Man lives, same place. Hired everybody in New York and don't want to bump into each other. But anyway, long story short,
basically,
Matt Murdock was there, and that was a huge excitement to see in the Marvel universe.
Totally worth watching.
Boom. Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Good. I'm sorry. I spent like 10 minutes just to break down that one part of Matt Murdock.
But because while he may have just been on screen for 2 or 3 minutes, in my heart, this was a highlight of the film. This is one of those moments where you were waiting for. When he walked in and said, "You're gonna need a good lawyer," and I'm an intern, I was like, "Oh, snap! It's Matt Murdock." But I was like, you know what? It might be him, but they might not give him anything other than a couple lines. The moment he caught the brick and demonstrated the fact that he had powers, and he's in the MCU, gosh darn it. That was worth it.
That was worth it. The 10 minutes of him jumping in there.
Okay, so next part.
Okay, go ahead.
When Doctor Strange decided to do the spell, right? And he kept changing the spell, and that part was odd. You know what I'm saying? This is the character building. I was like, you know what? The movie was great, but the first 30, 40 minutes, you could probably it needed to develop.
Right. Now, it's funny that for me, the funny part between Doctor Strange and Peter is like, don't call me sir, call me Steve.
I know.
Like, still kind of weird, but we say the world together. I can't, you've been through a lot and you're just a teenager, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, call me Steven. But the fact that Peter wanted a wish to kind of get everybody to forget who he was, which was cool. But then because mind you, during that time frame when everybody knew who he was, it was like a ton of bricks being lifted off his shoulders. Because mind you, imagine being a superhero, right? Right? Mm-hmm. You. And you can't tell nobody because now your family is compromised and XYZ. Everyone know who you are, XYZ, whatever. So now the girl that he loved his life, she knew who he was and he could be freely with her. So now I'm saying so it was kind of a love story too a little bit with Mary J.
But and I get it. I just want to say I get the difference between Spider-Man and Captain America or Thor or Iron Man.
Yeah, because they're adults.
It's not just adults. Iron Man is Iron Man, but he's also a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Everybody's already combed through his life. When he came out and said he was Iron Man, everybody was shocked for about 5 minutes, but that just became a small portion of his overall picture.
Right.
Done. Captain America. It doesn't matter who Steve Rogers is. He was frozen for 100. He was frozen for 100 years.
So anybody attached to him or anything is damn near dead, or
exactly.
are they part of this? It's not called Stars. What's the Nick Fury's crew?
Shield.
Shield. at that time before
Yeah,
Shield
but-
got dismantled. But at that point,
Yeah, he got nothing to lose.
and no one to worry about.
The Hulk. You've never heard of the Hulk's mom or dad or nothing like that.
I mean, they already did, but
I mean, I'm just saying, Hawkeye is the only one. How about this? And so you'll understand what Peter's going through. Hawkeye, you didn't even know he had a family until Age of Ultron.
Yes, when they went to the house.
He had already been in a couple of movies, and you didn't even know he had a family until Age of Ultron.
We're going to do Chopping Up Hawkeye too when that finishes.
Yeah,
I got lots to talk about that. But go ahead, continue.
I'm loving Hawkeye.
It's good.
Okay, so let's fast forward it to the villain showing up. When Doc Ock showed up,
man,
I was like, "This is a hello, Peter." I was like, "This is great."
Right. Oh, right. Because he was trying to catch with the lady. Yeah, you're like, hold up, what is that? He came through the ground.
Boom, and then you heard the laugh.
Matter of fact, he was really the main villain of the movie.
Yes, he was.
Mind you, listen, spoiler alert. Once again, if you haven't seen it, turn it off. But he was so we had the Lizard, Sandman, Dr. Octopus, Electro.
Which, shout out to Jamie Foxx. When you play Electro in that previous Spider-Man movie, bruh, you shouldn't have took that part. I'm glad you redeemed yourself because you looked bad in that previous movie.
Yeah,
bro.
the reprisal, the one that they redid, it looks way much better.
Yeah,
and
bro.
then Green Goblin, Harry Osborn, which was the bad guy. And mind you, they kind of tied. The movie may not make sense to you if you haven't seen the other 4 Spider-Mans.
And now
Tobey Maguire had 3. Andrew Garfield had 1.
2.
Oh yeah, 2. Okay, so 2. So 5. Well, 6 movies then, right?
Yeah, it's 5, and then this Spider-Man got 3,
Yeah.
those 8. And honestly, you now need to go back and watch those previous 5 Spider-Man movies. Sorry.
Yeah.
You really should. They were actually great. And all those villains, bruh, anyway.
They tied together. So anyway, once again, Green Goblin was the bad guy. But when they on the bridge fight, that was a good fight. And then what happened after the fight?
He went to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange figured out what was going on, and now him and Doctor Strange get into it a little bit, which was awesome.
Before, yes, you're right. Yeah, that was a good one. Well, no, before they got into it, because Peter was about to fire everyone, and all of a sudden they all wind up inside the sanctuary. Like, what the heck? The Sandman was behind the glass, whatever. I'm like, where are we? So. But yes, and then at that point, Doctor Strange like, we need to kill everybody or send them back with X, Y, Z. But then, like you said, when Doctor Strange and Spider-Man got into the little
trying to keep control of the box.
Yeah, the box. That was very unique. That was very fighting.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was funny because remember in Avengers, not Infinity Stone. Yeah, the Infinity Stone one. When the Hulk went to see the lady and he puts him in the chest and he flies his body. So Spider-Man's holding the box, right? But he outside his body, like, am I dead? Like, no, you're not dead. But the box is in his hand. But Doctor Strange tried to take the box, but Spider-Man, his body, his spider sense was automatically moving.
You're like, how are you doing this? That was funny.
That was funny. How are you doing? I'm like, that's spider
this?
sense. That was funny to me. I was cracking up there. But the fact when he jumped back into his body and then they start, Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange movie, then you lost.
You got to go watch.
But when they in the little mirror dimension, when those turning things around, Spider-Man's trying to. Now, you may miss this. Like Seth Darchild said, you have to probably go back to Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, to see the fight scene that he had with Dr. Octopus on the train. Because Doctor Strange and Spider-Man was having a fight on the train as it's going through, and it's a callback to that, but you have to see it to know it.
Exactly. So that part was good. So now Peter has trapped Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension.
Oh yeah.
Took the ring and Ned get the ring. So Ned can now do magic. That's nice too. Way to go, Ned. All right. So Ned knows magic. Moving forward, we don't know where Peter's at. There's a huge battle. There's a huge battle at the apartment. And I'm not going to tell you the main pain part. We're going to leave that out.
We'll leave that out.
The fighting scenes between Peter and the Green Goblin.
Brutal.
Now, see, that's how superhero with super strength fight should happen. Walls and floors crushed.
I didn't know Green Goblin was that strong.
He's strong. He's actually stronger than Peter.
I didn't know. I thought he was just a guy who was on the hoverboard. I didn't know he was like physically that strong. Like, is he stronger than Venom? Like,
well,
that's another
Venom's
thing too.
Yeah, Venom's the strongest one of the Peter villains. But
Green
Goblin is
though.
easily equal to Spider-Man in strength.
Listen, he was taking punches like man, he was hitting doing the head, the elbows, punching them like no punches.
That suplex through about 5 floors when he was like,
right.
Dude.
Some people even be dead, and that was a good fight from Spider-Man. Like, that's something that you probably never seen from Spider-Man. Spider-Man has all types of fights, but in all the comic books, all the cartoons, I ain't never seen Spider-Man go through walls and buildings fighting somebody. Like, that was a straight.
Yeah.
It was slugfest. It was going in.
It was good.
It was good.
I was like, bruh.
His spider sense, he was like, hold up, something's wrong here. He walked in the room like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was a good fight. So we're going to fast forward there.
Yeah, but totally worth watching. And then when they bring in all the other Spider-Mans, oh my God, bruh.
So listen, once again, the dude had the Doctor Strange ring to make the little circle.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was Peter was gone for a little bit, and they was trying to find him. And Ned like, hey man, see if you can find Peter. So what he did, he took Doctor Strange's ring or whatever, and made a circle and said, find Peter Parker. And then a wormhole opened up, and you see Spider-Man. He's like, Peter, come here.
And it was.
And Peter popped through.
It was Andrew Garfield.
I'm like, that outfit's different. Like, it's not the same one he was just in. He popped through to the mask off. Everyone started clapping.
The whole like, audience was wilding in there.
And then they tried it again.
And they got
Toby.
My damn God. And the audience goes wild again.
Crazy.
Bruh. And then they went and found this universe's Spider-Man, and for the first time you see all three standing on the building together.
Oh, that was dope.
Bruh.
They had a little emotional moment, and we're going to talk about it. We'll skip forward.
Yeah, we're going to leave the emotions out, but listen, movie has some moments that it ain't all explosions and happy faces.
So then at that point, they come to a plan together how they're going to stop everyone. Because mind you, they got to fight 4 super villains at one time, right? Mm-hmm. And the iconic part for me is when they all suited up and then they swing and then, like, the moon was showing and they all like came through. That was an iconic picture right there.
Now, for my audience, when all 3 of them landed on top of the Statue of Liberty, and they had all different Spider-Man specific poses, the audience was going, wow.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yes, when they had the little poses. Yeah,
Bruh.
That was crazy to have all 3 Spider-Mans. And mind you, if you've seen the cartoons, you've seen this before where Spider-Man meet up all his alternate versions of himself, which was pretty cool. But the fact that Marvel made it into an actual movie, it was dope. And they still had the same kind of quirky, funny attitude. You know how Peter Parker is. And Toby was the older one, right? It was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was still Spider-Man, but he was a little older, but he still looked. Listen, they all look good in their seat, unless they had CGI done.
I know, because I was a little off about that. I'm like, isn't Tobey Maguire like 50 now or something?
So, but Marvel money, CGI, anything's possible.
So,
but anyway, they had a great fight scene trying to get everyone back to their normal selves. Good storyline.
And then here it goes. The multiverse, the Green Goblin shows up again, causing a ruckus, and the special effects. Because if you didn't see Loki, again,
man, you have to listen. Listen, I feel bad for anyone who decided to jump into the Marvel universe right now to watch Spider-Man because they like Spider-Man, but they didn't watch none of the other stuff.
Yeah,
because you'll be so lost at this point now. You're trying to You'd be so lost because, like Seth Darchild just said, when the Green Goblin exploded a little cube box and then reality started to break around everyone and people started coming through, I was trying to see what's coming through. I'm like, Is that?
I know.
I was like, is that mutants coming in? I was trying to figure out what's coming through.
I really wish they'd have cleaned that up a little bit.
Yeah, I was looking hard. Like,
give me something.
I was like, who is coming through? Now, mind you, I guess what happened was, in the spell, everyone who knew Spider-Man will forget. But in the multiverse, everyone who knew who Spider-Man was came to this universe.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the Marvel universe that our Spider-Man's in is the 6161.
I don't know.
Because what's crazy about it is that they had a moment, all three Spider-Mans, and they was talking about how they're the most iconic fight. Mm-hmm. Tobey Maguire said, I fought an alien, right? Venom. Tobey Maguire said, I fought who he say he fought? A lizard?
Not a lizard. What did he say?
His wasn't as exciting as everyone else. But then our Spider-Man.
No. Tobey Maguire said, I fought an alien.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield, he was like, I don't really have that. I haven't fought an alien. I want to fight an alien.
Right.
And Peter was like, yeah, I fought a purple alien.
Out of space.
On another world.
Another world. Tell me like, wait. Let's talk about you fighting an alien out of space. Let's go back to that.
And Andrew Garfield like, I didn't fight an alien yet.
It was funny too because if you pay attention to the dialogue, mind you, they're all three Spider-Mans, but they're different Spider-Mans, right? Mm-hmm. Now Tobey and our Spider-Man are kind of the same Spider-Mans, but Andrew Garfield is the amazing Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And if you follow the movies, you would understand when they had a conversation saying, hey, Mary say, you're amazing.
I know, right?
Say it, you're amazing, because he is the amazing Spider-Man.
I found that funny. I'm like, bro, you going to shove it down now? You're amazing.
You're amazing. And listen, you have to be.
You don't know how much I needed that.
Listen, I know. You have to. You really have to be invested in Marvel to really understand what everything's being said. Or you're going to be sitting there like, it's just a movie, guys. Y'all overreacting. Nah. We invested in. But yes, that was a dope scene there when it started cracking, and then
it's
go ahead.
Another scene that's important when Mary J was falling. And
my goodness.
Peter jumped to save her, but the goblin
swooped over and hit him.
And the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saved her the same way he was not able to save Gwen Stacy.
And then, now that was a mushy part there because when he caught her, he was like crying.
But I felt that too.
I felt this he's like, you okay? And she's like, are you okay? I said, she just don't know because he lost Gwen.
Exactly.
You gotta watch the main Spider-Man and see that he kind of saved it, but he didn't. You hear the head of the ground. It's sad.
Yeah, y'all gotta go.
He lost his Gwen.
You gotta go watch these.
It's funny too when it was having a conversation with all the Spider-Mans in the lab, and it was like, you got somebody? I do. It's complicated. It's like, yeah, me, Mary J. Well, my Mary J. Not her Mary J., but my Mary J. Mm-hmm. It's complicated. And then Ned was like, hey, Peter. Like, now look, I am Peter. Huh? Well, Peter Parker. We're all Peter Parker. Remember? He said, Peter Parker with the laptop. Listen.
Bro, the movie was just fun, bro.
The money was funny. People were laughing. It was a great experience. I mean.
It was, bro. Yeah. I mean. Bro,
I think that's it. I think we kind of covered it right there.
Yeah, you know what? Because we listen. If it sounds like we talking about everything, we left so much out.
We did,
bro. This movie, I don't know if you can spoil this movie without talking about every single frame of the movie because it was dense. It had a lot of stuff in it.
It had a lot. It had a lot of stuff. Also, so let's talk about the first credit. What was the first credit?
The first after credit scene with Venom.
No. Yes. So question, because when Doctor Strange did the spell, the spell was for everybody to forget who Peter Parker was, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone who was Peter Parker, everybody who knew Peter Parker went back to original original home, right? Universe. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Now the problem is that I believe Eddie Brock is still in the same universe. He's just in California.
No. Because at this point, you understand, let's call it the Sonyverse.
Sonyverse? Okay. All right.
So he was in the Sonyverse. But there was a little goop of Venom. So now you got Venom in the MCU. You didn't see that little black...
No. I'm trying to... So somehow Venom got put into our universe, but got blimped out?
Yeah. Well, see, if you didn't watch Venom Part 2...
I didn't see Venom yet.
Okay, you gotta see Venom.
That's like
One of the last scenes in Venom Part
I'm
2
about to watch Venom tonight.
Was they were in a hotel room on a beach in Mexico.
Yeah.
And Venom and Eddie were talking.
Yeah.
And Venom said something, and Venom said, I have the knowledge of a hive mind across multiple universes would explode your tiny mind.
That makes sense because he knew who Spider-Man is.
That's how he knew.
That's how he knew
because hive mind over universes.
That makes sense, and that's why he got blipped out. That makes sense now. That makes a lot of sense now because you have to be a comic fan to really understand Venom originated. Well, we talk about King of Black. We talk about regular Venom, Spider-Man Venom. If you follow the black suit, Spider-Man, Peter Parker was the first person to wear the black suit. And I know Tobey Maguire had it in his one. That Venom story wasn't a really good one. It wasn't. They just ball there.
They can't do a real good Venom in PG.
I know. Well, maybe now because they kind of. But I don't know.
They're breaking all the rules.
Right, but I'm saying that how they did it in the first one wasn't. But anyway, Spider-Man was the original suit wearer of the symbiote and the black suit. And then the fact that Eddie Brock got blipped away makes sense now because he had knowledge of multiple universe.
And not even Eddie. Eddie's an idiot.
Well, Eddie, but the suit. So it knew who Peter really was.
Exactly. That's why it makes sense. Blob of goo that he left behind.
I saw that.
Now you get to have Venom in the MCU, and that would be crazy.
I mean, that means he's gonna have a lot. That means he's gonna have a lot more movies to make.
You know what? And also, I think his contract might be up.
Man.
Well, anyway, we're not gonna talk about that
unless he get a growth spurt. I think he's an adult already. So unless something changed, he's stuck.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that means the fact that they left the gloop there. That's going to let us know that that's probably with the next movie because in the first end credit, it was just Venom talking, right? But Venom disappeared, but his symbiote is there. That's a hint that the next movie might be the symbiote, Spider-Man black suit. Because then the second end credit. So, ladies and gentlemen, public announcement. If you watch any Marvel movie at the theaters, you do not leave until the lights cut on and the people start coming in and cleaning. You do not leave. I can't believe there's still people who get up and leave when the movie is over. It is not over. And honestly, it's still not on you. It's not. You can't search it and crash on YouTube. It hasn't been uploaded yet. People haven't recorded it yet. So I'm saying that you miss a lot of good gems when you stay to the end.
Exactly.
And the second end credit was longer.
But it was amazingly good.
I know. It wasn't short. Normally, they give you a little bump. No, this was like a good minute and a half or something, or maybe two. The end credit.
It might as well have been a trailer for Doctor Strange.
Listen, Doctor Strange is coming back, which we already knew. Marvel has knew. But Doctor Strange is coming back. And this second movie he's going to have, they're really tapping into the multiverse.
Bruh.
And...
So
Wanda's back.
Now my boy, I can't wait to see what he do bad. Mordo,
he back too.
I can't pronounce his name, but I like him as an actor.
Man, listen, the preview looks good, and then we see an evil. Once again, you have to watch the What If series. If
you didn't watch What If, you don't know what you just saw.
You don't know what you just saw if you did not watch the Marvel What If cartoon series. It all comes together. From Loki, you gotta watch. I mean,
you have to.
Okay, listen, you gotta watch everything. You gotta watch Wanda. You gotta watch Winter Soldier. You gotta watch Loki. And what was that Loki? What was that Loki?
If you got to...
Oh, What If?
You got to watch the What If series.
What If series.
You got to watch all the previous Spider-Man that ain't part of the MCU.
Listen.
But now they kind of... And you got to watch Venom.
Listen. The last scene of the Doctor Strange trailer, that there were, as the movie was on clips of it, there was someone talking. They said, Doctor Strange, the biggest threat to you, the multiverse, is you. And you have Doctor Strange walking in with another Doctor Strange who was dark.
Yeah, it's Strange Supreme, bruh.
Listen,
Bruh.
for it to make sense to you, you have to watch the Marvel What If. And if you didn't watch the Marvel What If, you got time now before it come out, because if you don't watch Marvel What If, you'll be so lost.
You need to binge watch What If.
And What If was good too. All those stories, and guess what? They're all tied back into the Marvel universe. Like, they make sure when they did, because mind you, there is a. See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so geeked out right here. You can smell it on my, you can hear my voice pouring out my body. There is a What If comic book series. Mm-hmm. Marvel made their own What If series,
which was outstanding.
But also they did it so they can attach it to the Marvel universe that they created. So even though it's cartoons, the storyline ties right back into the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. And once again, that end credit, when I saw Doctor Strange in front of Supreme Doctor Strange, bruh, I almost hit the ground like.
That made my day.
Man, I just pray that I'm alive for all this stuff come out. That's probably my biggest fear. Like, outside me dying before my kids get older, me dying before these Marvel stuff come out, it's be like heartbreaking to me, because I gotta know what's going on, man, because it all comes together.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hunt the movie theater, man. You be like, there's a ghost in theater 13. That'll be me.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Oh, that end trailer for Doctor Strange 2.
Totally, bruh.
I sat there like, wow.
When he was fighting the tentacle monster,
yes.
I was like, did they just throw Shuma Gorath into the middle of New York? And the person I was with was like, Shuma Webb, like, that's why I shouldn't have brought your monkey ass.
Right, because it kills the whole vibe, because you so excited, and they're like, what? And it's like, oh,
you just blew my high. You brought me back down to earth.
You gotta listen. If you have to go to the theater with somebody who just as deep in knowledge that you are. I think when we saw Endgame together first. We said we go on that,
bro.
I seen it twice, but I like, yeah, me and him went, and when that happened, we was like,
getting into, brother. Did you?
Come on, man.
You in the movie theater? So who is that? You know what, ladies?
And imagine you don't want to talk because you might say something and you might miss what happened. Like, oh,
no, ladies. This is not no one, ladies. If your man asks you to go to a movie and you really, really aren't interested in the movie, just say no. I'd much rather sit in the movie by myself than have somebody who don't care about what I'm. If your energy doesn't match mine, you should say no. Keep going. That's not an attack, but no. I'd rather sit by myself than have your energy down here while I'm through the roof.
Listen, I wouldn't sit by myself because my kids are out of town. So when I think I go back now, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna catch something I didn't catch the first time.
Oh,
that's why I might.
That's
why I might going back to the movie and seeing it again. Because and secondly, even with Black Panther, I saw it 3 times. Every time I watch it over, I caught something I didn't catch the first time. When movies are good, it's worth it. And I know. Rest in peace, Chadwick. Listen, I know. Hold on, real quick. Did you know that Siri, she might be just done with doing Black Panther because of the whole jab?
Really?
Yeah, she don't want to do that. You know what? I don't want to get too far off. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Because it's some other things. Is it Russell? Who? Kyrie Irving? We ain't talking about Kyrie.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show. I know we excited. Listen, the Marvel Universe is real. Just like y'all be excited to watch y'all Love and Hip Hop or Lifetime Channel or whatever it is. This is what us guys, not all guys, but guys like us who we're fully invested in, geeked out. Yeah, I'm geek. I'm proud. I'm okay. I'm cool with being a geek. Trust me. I own that title. I got comic books. They're right over here. I got comic books. Trust me. But yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what's coming next in the Marvel phase. Seth, anything you want to say before we close out here, my brother?
Nah, we can move on. Listen, straight up, Black Panther, hands down. Black Panther hit a portion of my spirit that is number one. But I can't decide what's the second best Marvel movie. For me, once again, it's either going to be Captain America: Civil War, because that was outstanding, or Spider-Man: No Way Home. And that's to say that I love all the Marvel movies. These are just that much better than the rest that are also excellent.
Yeah. Like I said, me, Black Panther, Thor, Ragnarok, because I love Thor and I love Hulk. Just that whole chemistry and how they put that together.
Mm-hmm.
So many movies they put together in that one too. It's like, World Breaker Hulk. Like you have to follow the comic books to really understand. That's why I like it so much because I like the stories in the comic books. So that's why. But anywho, I said enough. If you listen, I'll tell you this one thing. If you're new to Marvel or the Marvel Universe, if you want to binge watch in order, go to Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. They have it in the chronological order where you can watch it. Now they have it to where the movie should have came out. We watched them as they came out, but they got it in order, meaning that they think the first movie is Captain America, then Captain Marvel, and they went straight in order how it would be if they could do it all over again. Mm-hmm. And you can get caught that way, and you can know who's who, what, when, where, and what everything it is.
Okay. I want to add this as an add-on caveat. If you care about this particular style of superhero movie, listen, that Morbius movie I cannot wait for Morbius.
Yes. So earlier we said like the first movie was really Blade, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Blade is gonna fall in that same umbrella as the Venom, Morbius. It's like the dark realm of.
See, we need to chop that up too. Cause here's the thing, Disney is doing Blade with Mahershala Ali as the new Blade,
right?
But I don't know if that's the best move for them to make because Sony, let's say Sony has a harder edge. The Venom movies are crazy violent, right? Bloody and violent. You're not gonna ever get that in a Disney movie. You're also going to say here with Morbius, if you've seen those previews, that's a horror movie. You can call it a comic book movie, but watch them commercials like this is a horror movie. And so Blade, I think Blade should be in the Sony verse with those guys than in the Marvel verse because I don't know how you're going to do a vampire movie with no blood.
That's to be continued. And but let's throw this in here too. Sony was Deadpool. Deadpool was on the
Fox. And now that Disney bought him, where's Deadpool?
How they going? And they said they won't keep the rated R.
Where's he at? Ryan Reynolds just said he was taking a break from acting. So you're not getting a Deadpool movie for 5 or 6 years if you're lucky. You should have got one this year.
You know what? That's
Disney suck when it comes to adult content.
All right. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop here. We don't want to stream off. We won't bear off.
Yeah. We
Listen,
can have a whole nother
Spider-Man, No Way Out was definitely top 3 or top 5, whatever. Definitely a great movie.
Oh, my God.
We got all 3 Spider-Mans that we all speculated was going to get, which makes sense because if all the villains came in, it only made sense. But it was iconic.
And it answers so many questions.
So many questions.
You know how you just stop the movie, like, okay, you did 3 movies and we'll go with a different Spider-Man, and we just reboot the franchise. This movie squared up all the loose edges.
It put everything together.
This made a quote unquote, not an MCU, but a reasonable Spideyverse.
Yes. Outside of the animated one.
Mm-hmm. It's a 10, you could say an 8 movie Spider-Verse arc.
That was dope.
Yeah, it was nice.
Man. All right, y'all. Thank you to the Chop Team. We out. I love the show. Follow us on the Chop Team, Instagram, the Chop Team, Twinzing on Instagram. Seth the Dark Child. Need to get active more on his Instagram.